All righty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a little AEW Dynamite review. The first show on TBS. I haven't seen the ratings or whatever. They're back on TBS, folks. They've been bumped off the main network. They're and placed on the secondary network, but they have specials on TNT, folks. Um, so the first show of the new era or whatever, their new era, folks. First match, Hangman Page defeated Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship. The wrong man won, folks. I mean, with Bryan, maybe you could have had 1,050,000 people or something consistent, but they want to be indie, they want to stay small, folks. Keep the belt on the jobber or whatever. If you take the blood out of the match, it wasn't that impressive. You know what I mean? It was all about the blood. And without the blood, it wasn't really a good match for me personally. Like, I get it, wrestling, blood, WWE don't do as much blood there, but this was like Bryan without the magic going up against a Midcarder. You know what I mean? A green Midcarder there, and the wrong guy won. And I just don't find it believable that Hangman Page is world champ. I don't give a fuck, about his goofy clothesline or any of this. The guy just looks small time. You know what I mean? He does. It would have been better for the company if Bryan would have won. You know what I mean? Honestly, to try to gather outside interest. The retards, AEW fanboys, they're happy, I guess, but it's less ratings for them, and without the blood, this match wasn't that exciting, honestly. Like, they cut to commercial, they come back, Bryan randomly has blood or whatever. Like, this was like Cody Rhodes against Goldust, where the blood is the only thing really going on in the match. Bryan hits him with the flying knee. Hangman kicks out, and the goof on commentary. Oh, this is the same move that he beat Minoru Suzuki with. It's the move that he beat John Cena with to win his big world title when he beat Cena. You want to kill the move by having this Hammernager kick out of it. That's a loss for you. You know what I mean? You had an established finish there with Bryan. You want to kill the finish. I guess his armbar finishers, his technical wrestling, his small package finishing moves. I guess you don't need one of his top finishers that beat John Cena. You know what I mean? The move that brought him lots of money. Just kill the move. Let this Hammernager kick out of it and discredit your move or whatever, which hurts the company as well. You want to completely kill the magic of Daniel Bryan. How does that help your company if he works for you? Like, whatever. Hangman Page wins. Like I said, the wrong man won there. That's how I feel about it. Second match. It was MJF versus Captain Sean Dean, a complete fucking unknown jobber or whatever. CM Punk comes in he attacks Captain Dean or whatever. It causes a disqualification. So the jobber wins by DQ. And this is supposed to fuck up, MJF's record or whatever. I thought this company was against disqualifications there. Wasn't this the company getting on their high horse, claiming that they were too good to do disqualification? You know what I mean? Wrestlers and interviews, Cody Rhodes multiple times were too good for DQ. It's immoral to do a disqualification. We want to send the fans home happy. They do these retarded draws. You wait an hour for a non-finish. You know what I mean? You do a 1 hour draw finish, and then the second match with Paige and Bryan is less good than the first one. Like, what a bunch of retards. Like, but all this, they do these retarded draw finishes. They get on their high horse or whatever. You know what I mean? And then they turn around and do a disqualification or whatever. You know what I mean? After years of straight up talking against WWE, we're noble, we're special, we're superior because we don't do DQ, and then they do it. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, Cody Rhodes, we're not gonna follow tropes. Disqualification, that's wrestling tropes. You know what I mean? They tried to be different and they failed. You know what I mean? You gotta present a wrestling product. Wrestling is wrestling. You can't have people going out there playing with Legos and calling it wrestling. DQ is a big part of wrestling. I don't mind they do a DQ. But to get on their high horse and brag that they don't do it for years, somehow they're superior for that. Just like the tag team wrestling, here's something random that don't really matter or make sense. We're special. With tag team, they're special because they do it. With DQ, they're special because they don't. And now they do it. What the fuck? For years of this dumb talk about nothing. Anyways, Punk and MJF start cutting a promo on each other. Basically some rehash material. MJF says, you said I'm not like Piper. He says, do you think you're like Piper? At least Piper was good enough to main event WrestleMania. That was a good line, Stuff about how Punk sold them a bill of goods. They paid money for him, but it's an old, washed up version of Punk. All real, all true, you know what I mean? So MJF burying Punk again. It doesn't have as much impact because they've done the same thing 5 times in a row or whatever. And Punk replied to these insults again by bashing WWE. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious that he's a one-trick pony. If it isn't true by now, then goddamn. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as the other skits. MJF bashes him, he responds by bashing WWE. Because MJF said he was gonna main event Mania. Punk says it's you can main event one of the 4-night events, buy one get one free or something, and then the fans, oh, like if Punk just buried Mania and he owned them. Fuck off, you know what I mean? They start doing 2-night events during the pandemic, and it worked. It worked. They're making $1 billion with WrestleMania. How much is AEW making? Like, it's not a 4-night event. I think New Japan does shit like this. multiple nights in a row. Apparently, that's the Federation of the Gods, you know what I mean? If WWE does 2 nights, they make $1 billion with it. It's successful. Somehow it's wrong. And Punk is owning them there. Oh, 2 night, buy one, get one free. Fuck is that? Like, it don't make sense. Why would they react like he's owning them? He's not. You know what I mean? Oh, you're going to get released or whatever. They're going to have to release people as well. You know what I mean? So Punk does nothing special. MJF says, Punk, he says, if you don't fight me, I'm going to do a DQ every week or whatever. MJF, oh, you son of a bitch, you want a match next week? Next week, it's you against Wardlow or whatever. So they're keeping this going. Next week, Punk against Wardlow. By the time they have the match, nobody will care. You know what I mean? And Punk is just exposing himself more and more as a one-trick pony jobber each time he goes out there with these promos. You know what I mean? Not a jobber, but he kind of looks like that he doesn't have it anymore. You know what I mean? So it was okay, but it was cheap at the same time. We've seen this 6 times in a row. And Punk just makes me sick with his stupid garbage. I mean, then you had Jericho and 2.0. Jericho explained that he doesn't want to mess with Eddie. He wasn't out there the previous week to help out Eddie. He was there because he wants to fight 2.0. And then 2.0 go out there. There's a goofy comedic promo. Was it really that funny? I don't know. You tell me. Comedy is subjective. I didn't laugh once there with Jericho and 2.0 there. Danny Garcia comes out. They attack him 3-on-1. Eddie and Santana and Ortiz come out to make the save. 2.0 and Garcia run away. So last week, Eddie and the 2 other ones are getting beat up. Jericho comes out and Jericho's mad. Or Eddie Kingston's mad that Jericho tried to save him. For what reason? I don't know. Storyline wise, it makes Eddie look like a moron or whatever. You know what I mean? Those are my friends. Well, technically, they're Jericho's friends. They're in the group since the beginning, like kayfabe wise. This would make Eddie look like a fucking goofball. You know what I mean? If it was real or whatever. So Jericho this week, so it looked like it was going to be Jericho against Kingston. Then Jericho comes out, oh, I didn't want to help Eddie. And then Eddie comes to help out Jericho. So what the fuck? Like, it looked like they were going to have a match. Eddie don't want his help. Now Eddie comes out to help him. And, oh, these 3 have a match next week. Who? Is it Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz? Is it Jericho in the match? It wasn't clear. So now Kingston and Jericho aren't wrestling. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, they can't even follow this shit because it don't make sense. It don't make sense. It clearly looked like Jericho against Kingston. And now it's not. Fuck, I don't know anymore. Maybe something happens extra and eventually we get Kingston, Jericho. But I don't even know who's in the 6-man. That's how fucking weird it is, the storytelling. It don't make sense and you walk away confused. Like 2.0, it would help if I knew the guy's name that was cutting the promo. You know what I mean? I think he's Canadian. I didn't know that. I don't even know what his name is. And I watch the show every week. How come I don't know the promo cutter of 2.0, what his name is and stuff? You know what I mean? I should know that. I've been watching since the beginning. You know what I mean? But if they told me that, it was very rarely. I know Danny Garcia's name. The other ones, they just call him 2.0. And then out of nowhere, the guy's cutting a promo with Jericho. Should I at least know the guy's name? You can't tell us when he's doing the promo what his name is. Fuck's sake, like. Third match, Wardlow defeated another jobber. You know, just more throwaway shit there. And next week, it's Wardlow against Punk. You know what I mean? Wardlow's been built up for this, boy. 5-6 jobber in a row for 2 months, and now he fights Punk. And he's going to get beat. Usually, you beat up jobber to look bigger. Then you beat up, you go up the card and beat bigger and bigger guys. You know what I mean? So Wardlow, he's going to beat jobbers. Then he gets creamed by CM Punk. Like, then you had a backstage vignette. Adam Cole with his buddies there, O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. He says to Kyle O'Reilly, "Hey, we're still friends. I know you didn't hit me by accident. Here's the deal. They did this goofy shit last week. O'Reilly kicked him. Adam Cole was mad. Terrible acting, terrible storytelling, terrible booking. Looked atrocious. You know what I mean? Looked ham and egger big time. And people complain, hey, you're just ripping off NXT or whatever. So now this week they just change it. It's obvious they backpedal because of all the complaints of ripping off NXT. Now randomly they just let go of all that. Hey, we're friends. It's okay. Or whatever. We're in a big super group with the Young Bucks. And then they announced that he's going to fight newcomer that was recently signed, Jake Atlas. Who's this? I don't know. The guy looks like a fucking nerd or whatever, but his name is Jake Atlas. Probably because of the complaints of diversity, they bring in the Jake Atlas guy. And the captain, Sean Dean, that Punk attacked and the guy won by DQ over MJF, that's a black guy. And I think people are complaining that he was beat up and treated like a jobber, right? Because there's talk of blacks not well represented in AEW because of the big swole thing. So this captain, Sean Dean, is made to look like a jobber, and I think some people are complaining about this. But this Jake Atlas guy, a complete newcomer, looks like a fucking nerd there. Maybe they brought him in because of this diversity stuff. I don't know. But he's fighting Adam Cole. Who is he? I don't fucking know. Why would I give two shits about a complete unknown jobber who looks like a dork that he's going to fight Adam Cole? Like, Adam Cole, we're going to remind this guy that we're here and all the newbies, basically all the newcomers. Is that what Adam Cole's got to do now? He's got to fight all the new wrestlers that come in. Because he's going to wrestle a lot because they hire 10 new wrestlers every week. I'm going to wrestle this newcomer and show him that a guy that just arrived a month ago, I'm the real star here. I'm not a newcomer like you. I mean, whatever. Fuck. Adam Cole against Jake Atlas. Are you excited, folks? I mean, fourth match, Jade Cargill defeats Ruby Soho. Shit match. Jade Cargill won or whatever. I like Cargill a bit there, but in the ring, she's not good. Like, she's not good. Ruby Soho, I don't know what they see in her there with these tattoos and the goofy look there, but so Jade Cargill wins. Very shit match. Fifth match, Malachi Black defeated Bryan Pillman Jr. So Malachi Black against the jobber, whatever, throwaway match there. The ending looked goofy. I think he botched on purpose, Pillman Jr. there. I think he needs to lose a bit of weight there, Pillman Jr. Like he's the son of Bryan Pillman or whatever there. He never met his father or whatever, but he's the son of Pillman, which is why he has a job, let's be honest. Because he don't look like a star at all. What he should do is at least lose the 50-pound gut that he has there. He's 20 years old. He's not 50 like Jericho. He's not a famous guy like Jericho that can get away with it. Lose the belly fat, bud. You look like a beach whale out there. Like, if he can look the part, maybe. It doesn't help that he's 5'6" or whatever there, but he can at least try to lose the stomach there. Sixth match in the main event. Tag team main event. Thank you, Tony Khan, for giving us tag team wrestling. Tag team in the main event. Fuck you, McMahon. This is how you book tag team wrestling in the main event. So Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus defeated Lucha Brothers. I'm happy Jungle Boy won something finally or whatever. Hopefully he can win a ticket to NXT and get the fuck out of the circus there and go make some real money, folks. But I started watching this around midnight. By the time this match was playing, I was fucking dying. Like, I was just fucking wishing for it to be over and it couldn't finish fast enough, you know what I mean? But I'm happy Jungle Boy won and I'm happy Lucha Brothers lost because they were boring. Like, I understand some indie fans know these guys from AAA, you know what I mean? But they're botchy. No promo, no story to go along with the belts. This goofy shit with FTR, this was garbage, you know what I mean? They could have fought other people, did better stuff, but they didn't, and it was a big fail, so. Lucha Brothers, they look like they were something special a bit at the beginning, and people wanted them to win the belts. They won the belts, and it was nothing special. It is what it is, you know what I mean? For the first show on TBS, Paige and Bryan was okay, not good in my opinion. It was just all blood and no substance. MJF buried Punk good, but we're supposed to cheer for Punk. We're supposed to want Punk to look like a star or something. Why do I watch him and I want to puke? Punk is the face, and all the crowd was yelling PG Punk. MJF is supposed to be the heel, and he's burying Punk. He's skinning Punk alive on TV and in front of the audience to the point that the audience is calling him PG Punk. A few months ago, they were worshipping Punk, sucking him off in their minds as hard as they could there. And now the people in the crowd are calling him PG Punk. Is this a success? When the crowd is calling your star names, is it really good booking? when the crowd's making fun of the guy you're paying fuck knows how much for. You know what I mean? And the rest was all throwaway garbage, most of it there, like cheap show, folks. I mean, and that's throwing it out, like throwing all that they have against the wall. World title, tag team title, women's title, you know. So we'll see what the ratings will be on TBS. Give it a few months to get a more accurate representation. You know what I mean? Probably more viewers this week because it's a new debut or whatever. Yeah, a new debut. We weren't good enough to stay on the main network of Turner. We're on another one there, so you know. And this is because they had a contract with Khan, right? It's possible when they acquired the NHL that they might have gotten rid of them already. But because they have a contract with Khan, and Khan, I'm under contract, I'm not leaving. You know, and they put him on TBS. Are they going to keep them for the next 10 years on TBS? Your guess is as good as mine, folks. I mean, we'll see what happens. It has a bright future. I mean, Cody Rhodes did an interview. Listen, the people don't get along backstage. I mean, according to Big Swole, who's the first one to speak out, it's a loose structure, you know. The wrestlers, they have to write their own storyline, you know what I mean? Bright future. You don't have a machine there to grab the wrestlers and make them stars, you know. Not everybody from NXT will become a star. Not every indie retard that goes to WWE will become a star. Some get a chance. If they don't make it, they don't make it. But WWE does get behind some people and pump them out. They help them to become star. They write the script. They book them right. But apparently in AEW, you have to be a creative writer. You know what I mean? And it's sink or swim. Can you create a demon character on your own? Or are you going to fail and just wrestle on dark or whatever? The future's bright, folks. I mean, when Dim is coming. When, who knows, folks? Do you care? I don't. You know what I mean? People were mocking The Fiend, but they're jerking off for Windim. I guess he's going to be able to be creative. My name is Windim. I like to make sandwich. Oh, the sandwich man! Windim, you want pepperoni? Would you like some mustard on your pumpernickel bread? Oh, the promos from Windim, folks. He's demonic and he likes sandwich. I mean, he's having fun. I'm happy that you're having fun. I pay $60 to watch subpar pay-per-view because I want to watch a millionaire having fun. I'm intelligent. I love you, Windim. Until next time, peace.